Hi everyone, welcome back. Hope everyone's doing all right. It's gonna be episode 14 or 13 or something. Still working on the castle, getting there, but it won't be for now. It'll be for a little bit. We've done 71% of the castle for now, so we've progressed a lot since last episode. Since last time you guys saw it. We can ignore this one because it's pretty much done. So all that's left is this. We have about maybe a little less than 10,000 blocks to go. So I'm quite happy about that. It's a good build. This is another one of those days where I have my headphones connected to my phone and I'm listening to music. Not feeling so good. But I'm here, right? um I wanted to film this just because I thought of doing something and bringing you guys along. Well, just making it out loud to force myself to do it, and not just marinate in my own not good feeling. um, Something I do sometimes to try to feel better. Just to like try to reconnect with myself and how I'm feeling, or just to not lose it. um, I don't know when I started doing this. I just started doing it one day and helps me ground myself, I guess. So let's go. We're gonna do something I really like doing, and it's hypotheticals, but things I've already thought about because I like the reassurance of thinking about stuff I already know. Um, so while we're mining, deep slate for the castle, um, so I follow along if you'd like to, and let me know in the comments, how it was, and if you well, what yours looks like, because I'll let you know. I like imagining what if I were to build like a castle, right? In real life, not Fantasyland. In real life, if I were to build a castle, if I was, multi-millionaire, almost billionaire, right? What kind of castle would I build? And I don't know why, but just thinking about that, it just somehow brings me back. So here's my castle, and let me know what you think, okay? So this is not necessarily medieval, right? So yes, the castle looks medieval, but it's not about, just the physicality of it is medieval, but not some of the things inside will have, the luxury of having, working bathrooms. um so I guess I'll start and I'll say I want working bathrooms in my castle. I'm expecting, if I was to build a castle, right? I'd want it to have like so much room, well, so many rooms for people to hang out at the castle, right? So I'm thinking, I've always thought about 10 rooms is probably like the right amount to do it, right? Because you can have, all your family over for Christmas, or you can just be the place where all your friends hang out, which it would be because you have a fucking castle, right? So those are the first things that I would say. And then I'd like it to have decently high walls, as in... What's decently high walls? Let's see. I'd say about, you know, a couple meters, like a meter or two thick, you know? Enough for, like, you know, you need one or two explosives to blow through it. You know what I mean? Not just like one little bomb and you're through. No, no, no. I want you to have to work for it if you want to siege my castle, you know? And then what I've always thought that would be sick, sorry for the big cough, it might have been loud in your ears. Because it wasn't mine. I heard myself very loudly. Oh, wait. Forgot to told you guys what music I was listening to at the same time. I have Apocalypse by Cigarettes After Sex. Am I stupid? No, I'm right. Sorry. I just had to check. This guy died. I have chat closed too, though. I don't know how we see it. Anyway, back to the castle. So, yeah, super high walls, and I'd want it to be like on, like next to a cliff, not like a super high cliff with nothing around it, just like a cliffside with maybe the sea next to it. So if anything, I could fish. Not from the top, you know, but maybe from, like, if we were to scale down the rocks and shit, you know? And, oh, more diamonds. Nice. I swear I'm not cheating. Yeah, so a little place, you know, on the cliffside. I'd like the main castle to be kind of like, say, okay, here. This is the cliff, right? I'd like it to have like a tiny bridge here, and then the castle is here. Like, this is mainland, right? This is mainland Canada or England or wherever. You know? This is the mainland. And then the cliff is here, right? It's higher. And all around it is the sea. And this is the castle. This is like the main castle, but I'd want, you know, like fields here maybe, or you know, a windmill, granary, stuff like that, you know. But this is the main castle, right? Like, bang, the main tower being there. So like, this is not climbable by people, right? And we could have, you know, the toilets dump it in the sea from there. You get me? You get what I'm feeling? You get what I'm saying? Oh god, I'm not helping myself with this music. Sleep Patterns by Merchant Ships. So yeah, that's kind of what it would look like physically, right? And then I'd really like this like old style of castles, kind of like the ones that I'm building, kind of like the one I'm building right now. I'd want it, you know, as medieval looking as possible. Inside, I think I'd put solar panels on the top and maybe the sides, you know, the sides overlooking the water. So we could have our own power. Oh, Henry's leaving the room. He's leaving me alone. He's abandoning me. And yeah. So solar panels, right? I'm gonna come back just because I need to get more deep sleep. This, and we're gonna put these in here. And I'm gonna make these blocks back. Yeah, we have a few diamonds. As you can see. So yeah, yeah. Solar panels, and to power everything, we'd have like this big battery that we could use to like charge up during the summer, and when winter comes, it's full and ready to last the whole entire summer. The winter, sorry. Mm, what else? I'd have this huge overlooking tower that could see everything around us at like a certain amount of distance. I'd cut all the trees, of course, that would be too close, so that I know when people try to come in and destroy us. And just to make sure, you know, that I see absolutely everything and there's no chance of someone sneaking up on us. Oh, I need shroom lights. Might as well get them now, right? I think this is a shroom light. This is not a shroom light. What is this again? Oh yeah, it is a shroom light. And now it's Sparks by Coldplay again. I don't like last time. So yeah. That. And I said I needed shroom lights. I'm not getting them. What am I doing? So that, and then, I think I'd want my room to not necessarily be the biggest one, right? But I'd want it to have this huge king bed with like, you know you know how the princesses in the movies have like little like what are they called? If this was the bed, right? They have like these little curtains. Oh, the curtains around the bed, kind of to shut out the light, you know? I'd want that. I'd want that around my room. Hell yeah. I think I'd have dogs. I'd train them to be like guard dogs. But we all know that they'd be just like for show, you know? They're just there for style, not to actually hurt anyone. And what kind of dogs? I'd say I want, what are they called? Saint Bernards? These like big floofballs. They're like so lazy and stuff, but they're so cute and so nice and fluffy. I my first dog was not a Saint Bernard, but he kind of looked like it. You know, he had the same color pattern as them, and he was very small though. You know, he was a Cavalier King Charles. Cavalier King Charles. This. He's super cute, right? He was this black and white, and his eyebrows were brown. It was so funny. He like grew the eyebrows at some point. He didn't always have the eyebrows, which made it look even like even sillier. At first, he was just like bald and on eyebrows, and then he grew them. It was very funny when we realized that he did have eyebrows. Anyway, so just a few dogs, just for show, for letting them know that we don't fuck around in this castle, you know. And then what else? I'd like to have this huge common room, kind of like this classic, you know, thing where the table is just absolutely massive, and you can have like 20, 30, 40 people over and share a meal, you know. How would I cook though? I'd want a big kitchen, like a professional kitchen, like with these big stoves and chef knives that can cut through fucking anything. What else would I like? Hold on, I just got a text from my mother. You know, today I had a bagel. I had two bagels actually. Bagels are so fucking good. You know what? I'd want a life a subscription to bagels for life. I don't know which ones though. The music is Je te laisserai des mots from Patrick Watson right now. Now what else? What else would I have in this castle? I don't know what I would call it, or what my banners would look like. I think that's one of the most important things about a castle, you know? You have to know... You need a cool name for it. You need... Not just a cool name, but you need cool banners, you know? Or like a cool family last name that goes with it. Everyone knows it's the... Da-da-da-da, you know? That live up in that corner. In that big castle. That would be my family. Hell yeah. Sorry, that was corny. It may seem like I've never done this before. It's just because every time I try to get different ideas for what I would want it to look like. So it never gets boring, you know? I try to never reuse the same ideas, even though most of the time they're quite similar because it's still my castle, you know? In my dreams and my brain. This is a very good song. If you guys don't know Patrick Watson, you probably do because he's very well known, but if you don't, this is your time to go listen to some of his stuff. He's very good. He's from my country. From my province too. Very proud of seeing our talent getting known. I need blocks. I'm just looking out into the open while I do that. That's not it. Really? Only... Oh, okay, there it is. I think I'd want dungeons, even though I have no one to put in. Just dungeons for the hell of it, you know? Maybe make the dungeons my like a gaming room for when we have people over. I'd get a Wii, Switch... The Switch 1, by the way, not Switch 2, because fuck them for trying to steal money, for like making a little money grab. And I think I'd want... You know, I think I want stables. But it doesn't really make sense with how I've currently positioned everything else, you know, since we're like on this little like cliffside, you know, where would the horses run, you know? It'd be kind of like torture, and I don't want to torture horses. So, oh, and now it's Sailor Song by Gigi Perez. Let's see. What else? So no horses this time. You know? I think I'd want to have like at the bottom of the cliff, like maybe a kilometer off, you know, I'd want a port. Not a port, because that would be like if I had an empire or something. But maybe like a big dock where I could have ships, and I'd try to get this like old colonial boat. You know, the ones that they used during Napoleon and that kind of stuff, with like 12,000 broadside cannons and 10 sails and you know, a full crew ready to go pirate. No, I'm kidding. But just this big ship, you know. Trying to think of what else, because I want so much stuff that it's hard to like, you know what? I'd want this huge like green room where I could play D&D with friends and try to make it like super realistic. So like say you want to roll to fuck the dragon, right? Then we'd put you in like the dragon's cave and there would be this like VFX artist animating a dragon in front of us, and you'd try to actually romance it, not actually go and do stuff with it, but like you'd have to like tell me what you would say to the dragon to convince him that you are worthy of its time. You know, silly shit like that, just to make everyone laugh, you know? I'd want this cinema room. A place where I could watch movies with, like, big bass and all that. Cause watching movies is just great time sink, you know? You know, actually, if I, you know, now that I think about it, right? I've done 2 movie critics at this time, right? Like two videos of it. You know, I wouldn't mind doing that. You know, it's fun. Gives me a reason to watch movies and actually pay attention, you know, not just look at them and not do anything about it, you know? It is so hot in my room right now. Maybe I'm stressed out a little. I don't know why. I like this. I really want more stuff to put in the castle. Let's think. Well, let me think. And as I said before earlier on, you should let me know what you want to put in your castle. Now it's Ends of the Earth by Lord Huron. I think I want these old ass cannons on one of the walls. Like, you know, the kind of like the same thing as colonial cannons. Just like have a side with like a ton of cannons, just for the fuck of it. Just to say like, do not approach my castle. I have cannons. Get away from me. I don't know why, I just had this flash of, I don't know if you guys have played Assassin's Creed 4, Black Flag, sorry. There's this mission where you take your ship and you have to go and take some forts. And the forts have, like, well, one of the last ones has, like, 100 cannons on its side, and it can just fire barrages after barrages at you, and all you can do is use, like, this small-ass mortar you have on your ship to try to like destroy the defenses. And you know, if you actually do win it, you can keep it, and then you can like bait ships into following you there, and your fort just annihilates everything. And back when Ubisoft made some really good games. And yeah, so I'd want this on the fort, even though I have no idea how to aim them and how to do anything with it. Oh, you know what I want? I want this huge map room. I want this huge map room that just goes on forever, and it's everything around us with like, you know what? I want these bookshelves. I want a library. Not that I would have like read every single book in there, because I'm not a big bookworm, but I'd want this library full of like interesting shit to read, like about the nearby trees and like what's going on nearby, the if there's any like civilization nearby, you know, what they do, everything like that, you know? You know what, that'd be so sick. And then have a lot of stories. Like a ton of fantasy stories of like shit in castles and just stuff in general, right? Oh, that's so sick. I like that. I like that idea. I'm trying to think of other stuff that I haven't thought of before. Oh, I have everything I need. Okay. I got myself really hyped up with the library thing. Oh my god, that's a lot more. I still have to upgrade these. I'm gonna put these here. I know they don't belong there, but I still will. So let's look here. Deep slate. You know what? I won't bore you guys with this. I did want it. You know what? I won't bore you guys with any of it. I think that's it. That's the castle I would have. I want little slits in the castle walls for archers. For me, I'd want and I want like a shooting range but with bows. A training area, you know? With like a ton of shit to defend the castle. Damn, my stuff would be fire if it was a zombie apocalypse. That'd be so nice. Sorry for not moving my character for a while. Oh wait, maybe you guys could would want to see the progress here. Let me take off the render of this. Now it's Drift by Alec Olson. Okay. You see this? Hold on. Let's take Esmeralda. Okay, look. You know, it's still a lot of build in progress, but there's a lot of light to put in. Isn't this fucking nice? Isn't this fire? Here, wait. Esmeralda, you're taking too much space, man. Oh. She pushed me off! Sorry. Oh, that's a fire picture. Look at this. Oh my god. Oh my god. That's our castle, guys. Join the town. Join the town. If you join the town, you can live in this castle, guys. Oh my god. I can't wait for it to be fully done. You see how there's like still a lot of stuff that's missing? Because it's like gravel and a lot of stuff that I don't have yet. Wait, let's go. Let's go inside. Let me show you guys inside. This is the back door, by the way, so. Okay. So, you know, there's a block missing here, but there's doors here. There would be light everywhere, right? But you see? You see the vision, right? These are all the torches that I did not put in. This is going to be the table. I've got a tower here where, you know, I have a lot of walls to put in for this one. Look at this. Isn't this so fire? Look. We're on the second floor. And then we could go up a little bit more, and there's a small bridge. So there's this, right? But then when we go up another level, or I think it's 2. No, it's another level. Yeah, it's 2, sorry. I'm stupid. There's this little crossing thing. Then you make it to the main side. You know, I still have to put in walls. You know, Lightmatica is helping me a lot. So, not all the building makes sense right now. It's just because I'm trying to finish different materials at a time. Which doesn't make sense, but... And then you get to this room. And then you can climb even higher. And now it's... Robert's Place. By Simon Robert French. This is a song I found on TikTok. And now we get to the main towers. And then there's going to be windows here. Oh, I missed. But you can climb up here. There's gonna be like the tallest, you know, this is like the office space, you know? And you can get a lookout. Well, there's gonna be windows here, but you get the point, right? And then, you know, this is the highest tower. The highest tower's there. We can climb it. Look at this. We're gonna see the view. You guys will understand. Isn't this fucking sick? Look at this with the clouds and all. Okay, I've bothered you long enough. I appreciate you guys for watching. Thank you for hearing me rant about a castle. Let me know what yours looks like. All right? Cool. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good day and a great night, and sleep tight, guys. Thank you so much. Bye.